Americans should prepare for the coronavirus. At least that's what top U.S. public health officials said Tuesday during a media briefing. The CDC's raised level of concern is because of evidence that the virus is spreading outside of Asia. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention cautioned Americans to prepare for disruptions to their daily lives, including school closings and working from home. News also breaking this afternoon that the 2020 Tokyo Olympics could be canceled, moved, or rescheduled because of the virus. This according to an International Olympic Committee member. The games are scheduled to begin July 24th. There have been more than 80,000 confirmed cases of the virus worldwide and more than 2,700 deaths. Joining me now, fashion expert Dawn Del Russo, who just got back from Fashion Week in Milan, right in northern Italy, at the center of this coronavirus outbreak in Italy. Dawn, welcome back. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm great.
So walk me through it. First of all, I'm happy you got back. You're safe. You're not sick. From the minute you landed, you knew this was going to be a different Fashion Week.
It was. It's usually so exciting. I mean, it still was, but the second we landed, we got off the plane and there were people in hazmat suits, 2 lanes, and they had the electronic temperature that they shot right at our forehead to check our temperatures.
Now, did anyone get pulled out of line for having a fever?
I saw someone get pulled to the side. I don't know if it was for having a fever, but I did see them doing it. There was a lot of people coming off of flights, so they were kind of moving quick to check us. But I did see like one person get pulled to the side.
Now, did they hand you a mask when you got there? Did you wear a mask throughout it?
No. So as soon as we went through, we were fine. But the day we were leaving is when like the news really spread that there was an outbreak. That was on Sunday, and our hotel gave us a mask.
Really? Was it uncomfortable? Were you worried about getting sick, or were you more concerned about potentially being quarantined overseas?
Those are the 2 things I thought of. So I was okay the whole trip. I saw a few people with masks here and there. There wasn't any mask hysteria at all. But as soon as I got the mask from the hotel, that made me nervous. And I did wear it at the airport.
I understand at the actual some of the shows where you had models up and down the runway, models, no audience.
Yes, it was actually our flight going there was empty. We each like had our own row. So
Really?
I think a lot of people were scared. Yeah, it was much quieter than it's ever been for Fashion Week.
See, now I'm thinking flights are going to be cheap. Maybe a trip to Italy's in my near future.
Can't be bad.
Just bring a mask. Thanks, Dawn. All right, let's bring in tonight's A-plus panel. We are joined by Jeanette Hoffman, Republican strategist. Great to see you, Jeanette.
Thanks, Bill.
And Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist and attorney. Good to see you, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
All right, Jeanette, I'll start with you. Yeah, I kind of meant what I said. Like, I feel like this is the time to get really cheap flights. But I'm saying that a little tongue-in-cheek. I'm more worried about the potential of being quarantined if you're overseas.
Yeah, that to me is the scariest part, right? I mean, you've seen visuals of tents being set up and people just not being allowed to leave and get back home. I mean, let's face it, the CDC has already said coronavirus is coming to the United States. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We cannot seal off the United States from the rest of the world. It's already in Iran, it's in South Korea, it's in Italy, it's soon to be all over the world. It's going to be something like the flu. It's a little scary if you're in a vulnerable population, but this is something that we need to take precautions for immediately.
Bill, I literally am not worried even an ounce. And the reason is the flu, 20 million people have gotten the flu already this year. You've got about 10,000 people have died. We are already experienced with dealing with diseases. I don't know how this is that much different. Honestly, my unnamed product over here has coronavirus listed as the #1 thing it disinfects for.
We're all fine. We're all safe.
I
Just
feel
bring your
ready.
wipes, right? You're insane, Bill Spadea. No, this is an outbreak. And the problem we have is not you and you, Jeanette, and myself, but it's the lunacy of how we respond to things. And I'm where you are. I'm fearful of the quarantine. The Carusos pride themselves on being a resourceful travel people. We survived.
You're a resilient group.
We did. We survived Disneyland or Disney World. We drove home.
You're fine.
My fear is being trapped with my family, quarantined for weeks on a time, not being able to get back to work. That's a nightmare. We're not going anywhere. We're staying at home, bunker
Everybody's
in the
staying
basement.
home.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.